Let's go. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another animation review. This is going to be number 7 that we're doing. Going to be hearing me clear my throat throughout the whole stream. Sorry about that. Yeah, so let's see who's in the chat, who's here. We've got a few shots to review, and hopefully it'll be a fun stream where I'm reviewing shots, but at the same time, it's giving everyone an opportunity to see what parts of their animation they can improve on. You know, it's a great way to kind of improve your eye for animation when you're just watching other people's shots get reviewed, or seeing other people just seeing me like review shots and just see what kind of notes that I'm giving. For example, if I give a feedback or a note on someone else's shot, that's potentially something that you can pick up on and apply to your shot as well. So whether it is you're doing like 2D animation, CG, stop motion, whatever it is, it's all like applicable and relatable. So we've got Kaneki in the chat. Hey Ernesto, how you doing? It's nice to see you in the chat. I do know you have one of your shots for review, so I will take a look at yours. This is the list of shots that we'll be taking a look at. So we've got about 4 students to take a look at their shots. And yeah, just let me know in the comments if you have any questions when I'm reviewing your shot, or if you just have any questions for animation related stuff. So guys, let me know if you can actually hear me, if there's any audio issues, or if you just want me to stop and pose for the camera. Cool. There we go. Zazu, Zainab, hey, nice to see you. Ernesto's here. Cool, awesome. We've got a few people. So yeah, just hit the like, guys, and let's just get started on reviewing shots. So time for animation stuff. Cool. All right. This is the first shot. Let me know if you are in the chat. That way, if you do have any questions, I can keep my eye on the chats. Then, you know, yeah, we can communicate. That's what I'm saying. Yep, you guys can hear me. Awesome. Let's get started. Let's do this. Hit that like, show some support, and let's get started. Okay, cool. This is a shot from Fu, and he has a body mechanics related shot, a multi-video reference, and let's see his shot. Click, click, bang. Very multi, yep. I think this is a really cool start. So what I'm seeing here is, I think when you have your pose, the timing, so whenever you have a pose over here, Fu, you're able to add it to this blocking. So whenever you do the punch, you've got the punch in the right place. Whenever you do the kick, you have the kick in the right place. However, what I think you need to do is just the spacing needs to be a bit more snappier. So when you do your punch, the spacing needs to be much bigger. So let's take a look. So if I look at the waist around here for the character and the reference, 1, 2, he does go down. But when you're going down and moving this way, it just makes it feel a bit more smooth and floaty. Audio's good. I am here. Awesome. Is Undi63 Yufu? I just want to know, because that's an interesting nickname alias you have. Okay, I wasn't expecting that. Undi63. Sorry, guys. So what I'm seeing over here is, when I look at the hips, over one frame, the multi-fighter, or the athletic guy over there, he goes down one frame. It almost stops, so he goes down for one frame. What? That's supposed to be a 1. It's become an N. And then on the second frame, it almost stops. So over here, so if you look at this line between his hips, so he goes down, and there's another down, but it's not a forward motion. It's more of a rotation from the hips. So the hips are thrusting, so the hips are rotating. So that one frame down, one frame almost stopping, more rotation. What I'm seeing here is, you go down and diagonal. You go like this for one frame, there. And then the second frame, you continue that journey. The motions of like, should I say martial artists, or like athletes that are doing combat sport, it's a bit more jerky. So he'll come down, very linear, and then there'll be a very small motion forward. So this is a little bit too smooth for me, so we don't move forward so much. Does that make sense? Cool, awesome. And look at the amount you're moving up here compared to the hips. he comes down, so this line over here, sorry, it's becoming very messy at the moment. Look at the amount he goes up. So he comes down fast, stays there, and he's going up like this, and then it shoots up. So your ups and downs and forwards and back needs to be, the easing needs to be very, very tight and then explode. What I'm seeing from yours is this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like that. Whereas his hips, which is driving the whole body, is doing that. You know, it's a little bit more, I wouldn't say smooth, like less smooth. I would say like the big spacing, tiny spacing, big spacing, it's a bit more sharp. So just to get that little sharpness. What's happening in the chat? You guys can communicate and ask me any questions. Like, you don't have to wait for your shot to show. You can just ask me questions like, hey Fatih, what did you mean by that? And then I'll say, hey, it's Fu's turn. Just give him a chance. Let me see, hold on. When I see a message in the chat, this is what I do. That's me when I see a message in the chat, like, they're communicating. So feel free to ask me questions, guys. Yeah, so what I'm seeing here is you're moving quite a bit. And we need to just like hold the spacing and compress it. Hold, hold, hold. Like if you look at this frame, the hips of the guy in the reference, it's almost like he's stopping in mid-air. And you're kind of there as well. Look at the amount this rotation happens on the hips. So the spacing needs to all of a sudden be sharp. And you are doing that, but look at this leg over here. Look how much it's moving. So I think you benefit from like maybe a bit of a foot roll and rotate this, like using the knee controllers to rotate the hips, sorry, the leg. So it's a little bit more like this. Oh God, I can't draw. I've lost my ability to draw. Cool. Okay, that's awesome. So at this point, he's almost a side on. So I can still, you know, I think you can afford to rotate his whole body a bit more like this. Let me get a different color. Like that. Like, you know, really get that arm in there. Oh, so here's the thing. We really need to be careful for how much the hips rotate, the chest rotates, and the arm. Let me see where I am. There I am. I can see myself. Cool. So how much you thrust and go forward, that's really important with this. So if I was to look at his arms, he's doing this, whereas you're already straight. You remember what we spoke about, like getting out of that punch pose? So if your pose is here, like this arm, if it's there, and the next frame is there, and then the next one's there, it's going to feel really sharp. But you've got this, and then you've got that, and then you've got that. So it makes it feel like it's kind of getting there, but we need to hold on a little bit and snap forward a bit more faster. That's what makes it feel more sharp, if you know what I mean. Cool. All right, so like I just said, we can keep that arm down a bit more here. Look where the hand is. It's just below his chin. So you can afford to bring that back a bit more just to hold that extension. Then when you go there, that's cool. Look where his shoulders are. His shoulders almost right next to his face there. So you need to use the shoulder controller to have the hand or the arm like this, you know? And even the rotation of the upper body, Fu, if you look how much of his back I can see. So that's his back. So look, around here, you're kind of the same. But when I go forward a little bit more, look, I can see his back completely. I can't see your back. You're kind of side on. So you would need to be like this. And then the arm would be there, like punching, you know? So you really need to turn him a bit more. And this tells me that if I was to look at the position of the body, straight back. So you need to bring this body down a bit more. So he's a bit more slouched. So generally when people, boxers or like Thai boxers, when they punch, the body goes down. They go down. Am I mistaken? See how he has this kind of a leg? For you to achieve that, bring the body down, and you're also going to have this leg bend a little bit more as well. If you have a foot roll on that right leg, no you don't. That's good. That's fine. I would also like have this facing that way a little bit more, like a little bit more rotation that way. Cool. Does that make sense? Let's always have an up and down on the hips because that's driving the whole body. So around here, I would expect an up. When you hit, there's a small up and back down there. So when you start moving backwards, look how much your blocking moves back. That's like on this frame. I would say you're still going forward, forward, and then you start going back, back. But look how much you move back over one frame. So you move back quite a lot. And just be careful. When you do go back, you go back in a linear fashion. So like the hips stay locked. Even if it looks like that's what he's doing, there's always going to be an up and down. So try to focus on, let's take a look at his hips. Hold on. There's a drink break for me. I need to fill the batteries. So I'm looking at his hips and it's quite difficult, but if he starts to go down here, that means he's got an up. So if I eventually see him go down, that means this is telling me he's doing that. So he goes up, down, and then back up. There we go. He does this. Yeah. So try to add that up and down while you're going back. And even with this as well, the amount. Look at when he starts to go down. Look at this. He's got kind of in a C shape. You kind of have a bit of this. I think you can get your character to have more of a C shape of the body. And look at his hips, the black area in his shorts, on his shorts. He goes down, forward. I think you can thrust the hips a bit more. But from here onwards, he just goes up, almost straight. See how he's going up? If you look at your hips, you're going that way. Yeah? So that's going to make you lose, excuse me. That's going to make you lose a little bit of weight and momentum if you do that. Because if you actually just have your character going up, like from here, if you just have him go up, so where are you? You're here, 1, 2, 3, 4, there. You're going to be around there. And look, see how your leg is going to, your shin is going to connect here. So if you're around there, your leg is going to connect perfectly well. Yeah? So I think there's room to get close to that. So let me just take a mini break, look at the chat, see what you guys are saying, and then we'll continue. To be continued after the breaks. No, I'm joking. There's no breaks. Okay, let's see what you guys are saying in the chat. Fu, if you have any questions, do let me know. I'll keep my eyes on your questions mainly. See what you guys are saying. Yes, it makes sense. Okay, awesome. I like it when it makes sense. It just falls into place. What else? We've got Bibs. She's doing emoji signs, which is awesome. Let's see. I don't like when that happens, by the way. As soon as I click, it just... I don't know how to stop it. Okay. Do you think... So this is what Zazu's saying. Do you think are... Huh? Do you think are things, exercises you can come back to brush up on our animation skills? I've been looking at animated film frames by frame lately. Sequences that I like. For example, some scenes from K-pop Demon Hunters, they really push the spacing and use a lot of fun Smith. Okay, so actually, Zazu, Zainab, I am going to have an animation tutorial demo-ish thing, maybe an animation analysis on K-pop. So basically, K-pop, Arcane, maybe K-pop more, is very anime slash cartoony timing, but more anime. There's more and more animated movies that are like, I won't say copying, but that are like creating anime-based style animated features. So, for example, Teenage Mutant Turtles, the new one, Obviously, all the Spider-Verse stuff, even though it's Sony, it's very anime. Like, they'll have impact frames, they'll have speed lines. Miles Morales will be talking, snap over somewhere very quickly. But it's done in a very, very nice way. So it's very, very anime-oriented. So K-pop, I will be doing some sort of an breakdown animation analysis. So is that what you were asking for? Or hold on. I've been looking at animation. For example, some scenes on K-pop Demon Hunter. Do you think there are exercises you can always come back to brush? Oh, so exercises that you can do. I would honestly say body mechanics. And the reason why is because when you guys go do your awesome acting performance shots, when your body mechanics are, like when you have a strong understanding of body mechanics, I don't like the word body mechanics as well. Body mechanics basically means your animation skills, how you make things move. Do you have a good understanding of timing, spacing, weight, balance, all that kind of stuff? And then when you have a strong understanding, okay, now do make it act. That's literally the difference. So from body mechanics to all the other stuff, the difference is, do you have a good understanding of animation in general? So I would do like small shots. Do an exercise that's 100 frames. Don't do anything more. Because the longer something takes, the longer it takes for you to get to a really nice polished stage. So I would do something along the lines of like 100 frames. It doesn't have to be fantastic. It just needs to mean, maybe at the end of this stream, I will give you guys some examples on what kind of body mechanics shots to do that are short and that can help you improve in your, polish up on your animation skills. Let me know if that's something that you would like. Maybe I could take like 5-10 more minutes to do that. I'll just think of it while I'm doing these animation reviews. If you have just joined as well, guys, please hit the like, show some support, and yeah, just show some appreciation. It makes me happy. Cool. All right, guys, let's continue. So, okay, so this part's a really important part. So we spoke about that arc of your character coming down, and again, you have to hold him down there a little bit more, Fu. Pop, big spacing. See how he goes back and then he stays around there? So look, the amount he's going back is 1, 2, he stays on 18, 3, 4, 5. Look at your character's hips going backwards. But he's kind of like still around there. And also, whoops. Always try to look at the leg shapes to identify how much you need to go backwards. And then you can go into the graph editor and start polishing things up. Oh, and another thing over here. I think you rotated too much. We see too much of his chest. So if you look at where his shoulder is, it's just around there. So he's turning in that direction, which you're doing, but not so much. It's so, like if you look at the chest around this area, from this frame, yeah, from 22 onwards, see how much he rotates? But we're not rotating because we already rotated a lot from here. Like, look at this. 20, 21, 22. If anything, you go back from 1, 2, 3, 4, then you stay at 5. You stay there, the chest stays there, 1, 2, 3, and then you continue again. So you need to hold that chest rotation and then continue again afterwards. It's very rotate, stop, rotate, stop. And I think you can have something like this, to be honest. Just, you know, he's very angry. He's very like, This is my favorite part, like when I get to do Dragon Ball Z stuff. Goku. No, I'm joking. But yeah, you can get some more like expressions in there. He's very casual. That's like a final polished touch. So let's see what else there is. When he does this kick, see how he has this awesome pose? It's a little bit more upright. It's going to be a little bit difficult because he's got such a big upper body. So I do understand. But Just be careful. It feels like this is not exactly straight, but it feels like your one is a bit more in the background, ever so slightly. And around here, you start to rotate this way a bit too much. Just feel free to hold him there a bit more, because look, he's almost rotating from that spot there. See? He's still like around here. If anything, he's doing something like this. Let me see where I am so you guys can see me. It's almost he's doing this, like rotating on the spot and slightly coming forward, whereas you're doing a bit more of this. See? If you track his head compared to yours, you're moving a bit more towards this pole, whereas look, he's still kind of off balance-ish. So you're going to benefit from holding him there a little bit longer as well. Let me see if you have any questions, Fu. Any questions, Fu? Do let me know. Let's see why this feels a little bit... Okay, here we go. Like, for punches and kicks to feel sharp, you need to go like this. I'm starting a punch. I'm getting momentum. Bang. The moment you make an impact, and the one before, the spacing needs to be big. If you do something like this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you have that before the impact, it's going to feel light. So let's take a look. You have this, you have that. So you need to hold the punch back a bit more. That's the contact. So if you look at this frame, 13, contact, the bag, the punching bag goes forward. One frame later, it stays there. Whereas you're going from here to there. You're slowing down. It's like you're doing tap. So you're slowing down. You need to make an impact on this frame, 13, and you need to pull the hand back on this one. So the spacing is bigger, and you actually hit on this frame, not on this frame. Okay, so this pose over here on 14 needs to be on 13. So you know, smack that, and don't come back so quickly. Look where the hand is. That's one. Look how much you're moving backwards. He's holding the hand there. So when you do come back, so that those spacing for the hand poses and the leg poses are quite important. And obviously, like do a polish pass on like your hips for tracking the spacing and the arcs we spoke about. It's a little bit more sharper, which we mentioned. No questions. Oh, okay. I thought you were going to give me some more questions. Well, I mean, if there's nothing else, I think that's going to be it from me. So you're a good 20 minutes up, buddy. Let me take one final look. Let's take a look at the head. Like small things, for example, if you track his head, when he comes down, there's a small little rotation forward that you can add onto this guy, just so you get that anticipation leading with the head. Same thing here. Once you rise, so the head comes down, slightly rises, and then slightly dips back down again. So you're just following the up and down with the rotation of the head. So you put in like a nice little anticipation before the head comes down. And it would be awesome. I just noticed this. Look how his arms are covering his face. So if you had, like this is very, I've done a bit of Muay Thai. I'm not a professional. Back in my day, I used to do a lot of Muay Thai. Sound like one of those uncles. But I did a little bit of sparring with Muay Thai. I'm not perfect at it. But look at the amount you bring like his elbow is, this part of your arm, it's like your bicep is closing in on your mouth like this. So really get this arm over here. It's gonna, one, you're gonna have bigger spacing. Two, it's gonna be the correct pose. Like for example, this frame here, when you are whipping it back, get my words out. It's gonna be around there, right? And then when you go to this, hand is there. So I think there's room to work on those hands a bit. Like once you get around here, you're fine. It's just this area here. See how it just stays in front of your face and then pop. So I think there's room to improve on those hands as well. Oh, you haven't done a polish? No worries, that's fine. So if there's anything, any feedback I give you guys, and you're like, oh, I'm gonna do that anyway, don't worry. I can't mind read just yet. I'm working on it, but just take it with a pinch of salt and say, oh, okay, like I'm gonna get through to that, but it's good to have that feedback. So when I do get through to it, I know what to do. So just take it with like a future feedback that I haven't taken a look at yet. So yeah, that's going to be it from me. I think it's looking awesome. Let's take a look at it one more time without all the scribbles that I've made. Bang, bang, kick. Bang, bang, kick. I would actually even say to Zainab, this kind of an exercise is a very good mechanics exercise. Very short, 45 frames. You can get it blocked out, polished, and on a spline pass very quickly. And there's so much stuff that's happening in here. This actually, Fu, is a very, very good choice for an exercise or even for a shot that you want to work on your show reel. You'll learn a lot. I could give feedbacks forever. If we're super, super picky, that shot, like the pose can be a bit more, he's almost off balance like this, you know? So this will be an awesome kind of just yet. So my reading will be worked on. I'm getting there. It's a work in progress, you know. I think of myself more as Wolverine, not Dr. Xavier, but you know, it's the beard. But yeah, this is an awesome exercise to do, awesome shot to kind of work on. If it's a punch, grab, throw, kick, there's a lot happening in here. But yeah, let's take a look one last time. Punch, punch, flip kick, punch, punch, switch kick. Awesome, nice stuff, Fu. Keep going, and yeah, well, I'd like to see how far you get with this, because it'll be amazing to see how much you get done. Like polish, in terms of polish, it'll be nice to see the polish pass for this. So yeah, awesome. All right, mini break. Look at the chat, see if you guys have any questions, and if you guys do have any questions in terms of like my channel, the stuff that I'm doing, the stuff that I'm going to do, or even just animation or animation industry related stuff, you can ask now or wait till the end of the stream, and it'll just be like free fall. You can even ask it now if you want. One thing I quickly do want to show you guys is this. So if you've noticed, there's been a little bit of a change on the channel. I've always been crazy about anime, and I always like anime. However, I want the channel to be more anime orientated, even though I will still have these streams and I will be doing tutorials and all that kind of stuff, which you guys are used to. But let me just show you this. So obviously that's me. So over here, obviously, like I've got a lot of, this is the latest video that I dropped. It's breaking down animation scenes in One Piece. So posing over here, this is an animation that I'm working on. Part 2 is coming out sometime next week or the week after. So I'm going to be having like animation tutorials like always, like I've had with this cartoony stuff, the cycles, constraints, and all this other stuff that I've had before. But the channel is going to be more anime orientated, where I will be doing animation shots like this. I will very quickly show. Whoops, that's a commercial. Thanks, YouTube. You've dropped the commercial at the right time. So yeah, I'll be doing animation clips and doing behind the scenes of how I did that. And yeah, if there's any anime that you like or anime that you would like to see me do breakdowns of, do let me know. So for example, over here, I've done a breakdown of Kizaru and Luffy. But yeah, that's it for now. Cool. Let's continue. Next shot. No, you're welcome. You're welcome. Let's take a look at the next shot. So yeah, if you guys are enjoying the stream, hit that like, subscribe, and do let me know in the comments or even in the chat if there's a kind of stream that you guys would like me to do, because Zazu mentioned that she would like to see something along the lines of K-pop, which I actually do have lined up. But if there's any animes you guys like, I'm a big fan of One Piece. I will be looking at Naruto, Bleach. I will be looking at old anime from the 90s like Ninja Scroll, Evangelion, what else? Cowboy Bebop, and stuff like that, and a lot of Studio Ghibli stuff, which I think you've seen. So part 2 of Totoro animation analysis is going to be dropping this week, maybe next week. Yeah. So do let me know if there's anything you guys want to see me do or break down. Cool. Next shot. Let's take a look. This is cuteness. So, Bibs, are you here? Are you there? Where are you? Hopefully you're in the chat. Bibiana, let's take a look at your shot.
No peeking.
Okay, I'm going to mute because YouTube is going to cancel this shot if I allow it to play audio. So, cute girl. She's really happy with her gifts. Oh, wow. Such a long shot, 266. Oh my god, so many frames. That's a lot of work. Even me, it makes me go, oh my god. Cool. I really love animation. Sounds good. Thanks. You guys are awesome. Okay, cool. So let me just see if there's any audio in here that I need to listen to.
No peeking, okay?
I'm not.
Are you ready, Natalia?
Okay. Oh,
Don't you like it?
it's a little babyish.
Oh. No peeking, okay?
I'm not.
Are you ready, Natalia?
Okay. Oh,
Don't you like it?
it's a little
Oh.
It's a little bit what?
babyish.
Oh.
Pinkish? Is that what she says? It's a little bit
It's
pinkish.
a little babyish.
Oh, it's a little bit babyish. Okay, cool. Hey. Hey, Bibs. Yeah, I'm good, thanks. I'm good, thanks. Yeah, just took a look at your shot. Super cute.
No peeking, okay?
So Dad is saying no peeking.
No peeking, okay?
I'm not.
And then she's like, I'm not. It's very childish.
Are you ready, Natalia? Ready, Natalia? Natalia.
And then she's super excited to see her gifts. When she takes a look, she's a little bit disappointed.
Don't you like it?
It's a little babyish.
She goes, it's a little bit babyish, which is fun. Cool. So we have we have her super excited about her gifts, and Dad is saying no peeking, and she's like, I'm not peeking, and then eventually it goes into a point where she's just like, okay, I'm about to, huh? Oh, it's a little bit babyish. It's not what I was expecting. It's super cute. It's super fun. And I think your key poses are working well. You've got some awesome breakdowns. Like the first, I'll break this down into segments, 50 frames. Did you have any questions before we get started? Let me know if there's any specific areas you want me to focus on, or if there's any anything that kind of stands out for you that you want me to take a look at. Because I was going to say, when you're doing this little, it's nice to just bring the shoulders up a bit. Like when you're doing this, squash the head a little bit. So when she's like doing this, like you see how my shoulders go up? I need to see myself while I'm doing this. I need to see my Oscar-winning acting. There we are. Cool. I'll look at the camera. She's like, see how my shoulders rise up? So that's her squashing her body. So the squash and stretch is not happening with breaking the geometry, but like raising the shoulders, dropping the head, and maybe squashing the head a little bit. Not too much though, because this little head shake you have is really nice. Just to add on to that, would be nice to just drop the head, raise the shoulders, and you've got room to squeeze the head a little bit, but just be mindful not to do that too much. The only thing that I'm noticing here is the hips are like this, like it's a bit like a clock. You know, it moves like this, and it'll be nice to just break that up a little bit, and you just need a bit more of a, like when you do this, have a small up and down, stay there, down and up like this, because it feels like the body's here and the hips move on its own. I'm not sure, are you using like, are you just moving the hips, Bibs, or are you using the main global? Because if you move the whole global, I would expect this guy to move as well. It just feels a little bit disconnected here, the hips. it just moves on its own a little bit. Like, see there? So I would expect maybe a little bit of a, when you're going to go that way, a down, up, and settle. As much detail as you can note that improve. Yeah, I think I mainly move the hands up and shoulders. Okay, cool. Yeah, so I think we can move the shoulders a little bit more to improve, or just push what you already have there. Yep, and then when you know the down, the slight up, down, if we add that across here when she moves across, up, and then you settle, and then the head comes over. There. So once you do down, up, down, then the head comes across. So it's a bit, dum. So you just want a bit of an offset. Okay, cool. I would move it mainly with the global to move the whole body, and then just use the hips for like small adjustments. Because if you move the hips on its own, for example, if I move the hips that way, sorry, let's just do a different color. Come on. So for example, if I move the hips that way, just the hips, not the body, the hips will be there and the body will move like that. It will just move the hips on its own. Whereas if I move the body, like the body controller, it will do this, and I move it there, the whole body is still going to be doing this. That's an amazing drawing, just so you guys know. Yeah, so you get the idea. So move more with the body and only use the hips for rotation and small tweaks here and there. Like around here, once you've added those small ups and downs on the body, if you focus on the hands, they go a little bit straight in one direction. So you want to add a small up and down on those as well. There, like around there is just doing this. It would be nice to just do an up and down. Add some arcs in there. And this part here where she's closing her face, I do think it's a cute pose and you've got the right thought process. However, I do like facial expressions, so I'm gonna give it a go. I do love doing facial expressions. And this is a pose that she holds on for quite a bit, so I think it's worth just, if we can, push a little bit more. There's no harm in, for all those people that doubted me and said I don't push my shots. At this point, you guys are just listening to me. Just, back in my day, this is what happened. Long time ago. Sit around, kids. Let me tell you a story. No, I'm not that old. But you get the idea. So those eyebrows are a bit too much. Okay, so let's do this. So there's room. If you can do these poses on the character you have, because I know the limitations of the rigs. Well, this is an anim school rig, so it's a good rig. I should know. But I haven't used this rig, so I'm not sure about its limitations. But try to get it as far as you can with this. And obviously 2D is awesome. I love 2D. So that part I think we can push a bit more. But the main thing I want is like to open this eye up a bit more. There's room to really let me zoom in a bit more. Let's see. Oh, that hand and elbows are open. I'm done with IK. That class was the last one I used that thing of Yeah. I was never a fan of using IK when I first started out, but then I realized, hold on, this IK thing is like, it's going to help me so much if I get it done. So don't fight the IK, like the IK controller. Just the sooner you learn it, or the sooner you become more comfortable, the better it is, honestly, because it's such a big help. Let's see. It's not looking like much. Sorry, my drawings aren't that great today. I should have used my iPad. But I guess the idea is to open that eye up a little bit more. you know, she's kind of peeking, but she's opening this eye quite a bit more. You know, compared to that, to this, like, she wants to see what's going on, even though she's... There we go, something like this. And even the mouth. Oh, I need to pick things up because facial expressions take a bit of time. Yeah. So from this one, just pushing it a little bit more over to here. I think there's just some room to push what you have already. What you have is a really good starting point. There's just some room to really improve on what we have. Let's see, yeah, her rigs allow her to have that expression. The amount of work I have to put for the elbows, not to... Yeah, no, I know the pain. Okay, so we've taken a look at this little section. Let's keep moving. Just be careful, your elbows drop down pretty quickly around here. So it's okay to move the elbows around a little bit, but not that much. And also, whenever you have a head down upturn, you want to move the body, have the head connected to the chest and the body as well. So don't just move the head in isolation. So you want a bit of like down and up. It doesn't have to be a lot, but we want it to feel connected. Okay, so let's take a look at this section. I might need to speed up some of the feedback because I think it might take like a long time for your shot because your shot's really long. You're making me work. So, okay, two things. I think the finger poses you have here are super, super cool. Let's try to get all the awesome stuff that you have around here a little bit more on this. I know the hands are facing towards the camera, but you can always tilt it a little bit more sideways to make it a little bit more clear. And I think if you... There's some room to get a bit more of a bend around here somewhere, you know, just so it doesn't feel flat, even though if you turn it sideways, you've got the bendiness happening. So just try to find a way to push that a little bit so we can see it. So for example, the first few head shakes are good, but then it becomes very even. So left, right, left, right, left. So you can do like 1, 2, that's good. But then the third and fourth one, make it a little bit more compressed. So think of it this way. You do this 1, 2, 1, 2, 2, 2. That's what you're doing with the head turns. You can do something more along the lines of this. 1, 2, 1, stop, like that. So 2, 3 big ones and then very sharp small ones, stop. Because at the moment it's, you know, it's going on for a little bit too long and it'll be nice to just change that beat. I think the entrance is nice there. Down. I like the idea of coming down and up, but somewhere around here you stop. There. Like the head feels like it's locked in one place. Yeah. Like the body doesn't move anymore, it's just the head rotations happening. So you want to either get rid of that bit or just, yeah, from here she goes up. There goes up. Yeah, it's this bit here. So around here I would get rid of 1 or 2 of these frames and then just continue up. It feels like you're doing down, stuck there and then going up. You want more of this. You don't want that moment where its character's getting a bit locked up. As offsets, do you have advice for Okay, cool. So we've got a question from Zainab. Do you have advice for smooth IK to FK switches or the other way around? So this could be like a little feedback session for IK FKs. So my advice is if a shot, you're always holding something, just keep the shot in IK. And if you're not holding anything, like your hands can be in FK, just keep the shot in FK. So that is the best and most easy, simple way to get about it. However, if you do have a character running or doing something for a long time, and you want to keep it in FK, and you want to do the switch, when he or she jumps onto a wall or grabs something eventually, you need to do the switch over 1 frame or when the spacing is getting really big. So for example, if your hand is around here, and you grab it around there, so if you're here moving forward, there and you grab something in the air, you want to do that switch where the spacing is the biggest, because if the spacing is really small where you're moving, like you're easing out, you have to go back in there and adjust on the switching frame every single time you readjust. So it's easier to do the switch on a frame where the spacing is big. Like if my hand is here and it goes there, that's where you want to do the switch. Because if your hand is here and you're doing the switch, when your hand moves there, every time you're going to have to go back in and readjust, tiny, go back and forth and just make sure it's working. Whereas with the bigger spacing, you're going to be able to, I wouldn't say cheat, but get away with it easier. So yeah, that's how I would do that. Yeah, the head's floaty, but making the head less floaty or shaking. Back to the shot, yeah, I'll have to clean those offsets. Okay. Yeah, and that's going to make this pop. Be careful, the elbow just pop there. I'm not sure what's happening here. It would be nice to see it from this angle, but it feels very from the side, like this. Very 90 degrees-ish. Not sure what's happening there. That's nice. Like that pose you've got there, super cute. Don't change it. Okay, so from 128 to here, I think that's really nice. That there, very nice. I would have the head lead first, rather than the body, and then the head catches up. And then when you do come down after here, there, just when like the head looks down, just sink the body just a little bit, not too much. You still want to hold this nice pose that you have. But like I would hold this pose, when the head comes down, dunk, then you go into this, like just a little bit of this, you know. Besides that, I think all the other stuff is working really well. Let's see here. Yeah, I think the body is driving over here, Bibiana. I see the hips taking the body, this guy following, that guy following, whereas it would be nice to have the head coming down and moving back. Yeah, it's just, I think the mechanics here need a little bit more work. Because look, you go up. It's like the body goes up and then it goes back. You need a bit more of up, down, back, up. Just for the hips. And then when you do go back down here, look, the hips go down and then they stop. So it'd be nice to get like a boom, bounce, 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 stop for the hips. And then apply that as rotation for the chest, but smaller. So it's dun, dun, like forward, forward motion, slowing down. And then echo that onto the head as well, but even smaller. So it's not like, you know, seaweedy, over the top rotations. And let's take a look at the last bit before we wrap up. Yeah, take a look at this arm over here. I think you can work on the overlap a little bit more. When the arms go down, these two go down together, so you can put a bit more of an offset. Yeah, they come down at the same time, so you can delay one of them a bit more. Like as you're going up, they both come down together at the same time. So maybe have this one or that one go up for 2 more frames, and then when this one comes down, then this one starts to come down 2 frames later, or the other way around. I'll leave that to you. Then once you get into this position, the amount of back you have on this feels a little bit too big for the amount the body's moving. So just try to reduce that as well a little bit. But yeah, super cute. Let's take a final look at the shot and then we'll move on. Whoops. She's super happy, excited. Okay, I'm about to look. What is it? Hold on a minute. This is not what I asked for. Yeah, super cute. Did you have any questions, Bibs? Oh, do you even have any advice? No, we spoke about that, Zazu. Yeah, I have to clean the offsets, making the hands less bloated. Agree, that's going back, needs improving. No, but it's looking really nice. The shot is looking awesome. I would say keep going, and you know, like it's worth polishing those bits because it's a really long shot and you've like invested quite a lot of time. So I would definitely encourage you to push on with that and try to, you know, just try to wrap it up as much as you can. Cool. Well, like the setup, the idea, all this stuff, it's all it's fun. It's a fun shot. Let me take those scribbles away. Yeah, keep going, Bibs. Let me know if you have any questions. Yeah, so let's move on to the next shot. Okay, so we will go to Zainab. Okay, hello, Zainab. I think we've met before. I think I've seen you in my chat. Okay, so let's play the shot and then we'll go into it. So this is shot number 3 from Zainab.
Can you believe the nerve with that guy calling me dramatic? Can you believe the nerve with that guy calling me dramatic?
She goes, can you believe that guy calling me dramatic?
Can you believe the nerve with that guy calling me dramatic?
Okay, that's the first section.
Do not start.
Exactly how many?
What's she saying?
Do not start.
Exactly
Do not start.
how many cups of coffee did you have this morning?
Okay, so do not start. How many cups of coffee did you have this morning?
I'm just going to apologize to you right now.
I'm just going to apologize to you right now.
It's going to be a really long day for you, and I'm sorry.
Okay. It's funny audio.
Do not start.
Yeah. So, I liked all your tips and I'll apply them again when I do. No, you're welcome. You're very welcome. Hello, Zazu. We have your shot next. So, I have to be a little bit more diplomatic because we're almost at the 1 hour mark and we're only on the third shot. But if you guys are enjoying the stream, hit the like. I don't mind extending the stream for you guys, obviously. Like, we're going to get through everyone's shots. And if you do have any questions, feel free to ask me in the chat. I do need to take some breaks sometimes, you know. But I'm trying to give you guys as much feedback as I can to help you improve your shots. So yeah, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, feel free to subscribe and learn animation with me. It should be fun. I try to make it fun. Okay, cool. So she's just been arrested. My memory isn't the best. What was she saying again?
Can you believe the nerve with that guy calling me dramatic?
She's like, can you believe that guy calling me dramatic? Okay, let's focus on this section. I think her walking here, looking good. I think I noticed something. So, this looks like the foot is rotated up. Why? See there? That's when the foot is planted on the ground. There. That's how your foot should look like. However, there you've got maybe like a loose rotation in there somewhere. So I will just take a look at that. At the moment, this is not on the floor. It looks like it's on the floor, but it's not. So only when you do this rotation, it looks like it's there. That's when it's on the floor. So take a look at, there might be a controller that you've rotated around here. That's just making it feel like it's on the floor. This is doing that as well. So just make sure like this part of the foot is flat. It only feels flat when you're rotating the foot. So there might just be something happening there. So just take a look. I think the ups and downs. Mute. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. That little scooch that you do, that move over there, that's really nice. I can really feel the energy in there. Just be careful. Around here, I'm looking at the legs and it feels like she's just moving without the legs doing anything. Like, it's like she's sliding. See how the legs stay the same, but the body's moving forward? So just be careful. Take a look at what's happening with the legs. It's sadly the shoes are pointed up a bit, but I can rotate. You know what? If that's the point, if that's the case, Zainab, just cheat the contacts to make it look correct. Because if the shoes are pointed up naturally, and then you do a rotation, and just rotate it to make it look naturally, if you can. Yeah. So I would say this one's a bigger thing, where she around here looks like she's floating. So take a look at the feet. That's fine. She goes down. And I really like that left movement. There. It really feels nice with her character and what she's saying. Which I need to listen to again.
Dramatic? Can you believe the nerve of that guy calling me dramatic? Can you believe the nerve of that guy calling me dramatic?
Yeah, and he needs a little bit more up and down when he gets to around here. Look, so if you look at his hips,
calling me dramatic.
it's just the ups and downs are very, very like gradual. You can stay at the top and at the bottom a little bit longer, so the down and up feels a bit more sharper. Not too much, just a little bit more. At the moment, it's very kind of very even.
Can you believe the nerve of that? Can you believe the nerve of that guy calling me?
I think you're not rotating the hips here enough, because that way this will be like around here. The hips need to be rotated a little more on this guy. I'm not sure you do have any rotation on the hips. Yeah. It looks like you're moving the legs, but not rotating the hips. And that's why it feels a little bit off. So let's just add the rotation on the hips. And if you do have the rotation on the hips, you just need to make it a bit more bigger.
Can you believe the nerve?
But from what I'm looking over here, I can't see it. So let's just take a pass at that. But I can rotate the part down. But you can. Yes, I believe in you. It's sadly the rig. Yes, we'll do. No worries. Okay, so I don't have much more for that little section. That section looks... besides the walking and some of the foot controls, I think it's getting there.
Do not start.
Oh, very nice. Very nice. That do not start has a lot of attitude.
Do not start.
Exactly how many cups of coffee did you have this morning?
Do not start.
Exactly.
Yes. Yeah, that little head shake that you're adding in there, and then the rotation. Oh, did I just accidentally put my Totoro screen on? That's what happens. Accidents do happen. That wasn't intentional. That was a technical problem. Yeah, I think that's working really well. That little do not start, and then she gets quite aggressive towards him and like leans towards him. I'm not promoting violence. It's just it works with it works with the audio. So that part, it works really well with what she's saying. I think up until this point, you know, when she goes, "Don't start," and then she goes, gets a bit more slow. That's nice up until this point. From here onwards, I think you need to do some more sharp movements, like just to mix up a bit more. Because from 166, don't start. it becomes a little bit floaty, like, yeah, like the head's moving, the chest, and this. It just needs to feel a bit more like idle motion, but more connected. So like breathing, turning, like the head, chest, and hips. So the head moves, the chest and the hips follow. At the moment, from 166 around here onwards, this feels like you're in one pose, but it doesn't feel like the head's moving connected to the chest and the hips. Yeah, you see? It's like the head is doing, the chest is doing that kind of a gradual rotation, but the head is doing something else. Yeah? The head does that, the chest is doing this. Yeah? And then the body just stays there. So, whatever the head's doing, that, I would do this, following what the head's doing, a small up and down with the hips. So even though we're not doing anything, we're still doing something, just at a smaller spacing ratio. Okay, let's take a look at this section. Let's see. I really like the performance choices here. She takes a step back. I do think you've got this kind of arcs happening there. So if we track her nose, there we go. So it comes down and does this. I think you can make that a bit more simpler by just like this. Rather than having a slight up and down, just have a very Disney-ish kind of arc, if you will, because that's kind of like the style you're going for. And even when you do that, you've got this. So I think you could just simplify that by having that, you know, just simplify the arcs, make them a bit more smoother. And let me see if you guys are saying anything in the chat. I don't know. You're welcome. And when you do go screen left, have a bit more of an up. You come down. When you come down, you stay there. Like you can come down and then pop back up again if you want. So at the moment you come down, you stay, and then you go back. You need to come down and up a little bit more, have a bit more of an up and down. Yeah, definitely smooth the arcs. Yeah, and this is one thing here. As you're getting ready to go back, you still need an up and down. At the moment it feels like you've stopped and you're just moving backwards. Yeah? We still need an up and down and settle into where we're going to stop, like there. Okay. So let's see the last little section. Yeah, that's really nice actually. I really like that. I don't really have much for this bit.
I'm sorry. Good for you, and I'm sorry.
It's really nice. No, I do like this section. I think the secondary guy could do with a little bit more love, like overlapping action, and it feels a little bit, you know, like robotic. Not robotic, but a bit more stiff compared to her. Like we can definitely loosen up the body. Like when you look at this, whoops. So if I look at the arms, they go from straight. Like the spacing can be starting here. So rather than straight to this, it can be a little bit more slower, then gradually increasing the speed. So I think you can play around with the spacing and offsetting of this guy a little bit more. But besides that, think it's looking good. It's looking good. Did you have any questions? Maybe you could take a look at Mr. Steve. Yeah, like for example, when he drops his arms, just take a look at the arms, the way they drop. Bonk. As soon as they drop, they stay. So I would add more overlap going back and then coming through and then stopping. At the moment when they drop, back, they stop. You know? So you can get a bit more looseness with the arms. That beginning's nice. That arm feels like it's touching all the time. It'll be nice to just get like a small adjustment, like let go and put his hand back onto her shoulder. There. Like around there when he's talking before, he could just like move and like put his hand back on to her shoulder again. It'll just be a nice little, because you don't want it to feel like it's constrained or attached to her, even though he is a cop trying to put her to the back of a car. So I think that's something worth keeping an eye on. Around there. Yeah, it's just those hands. Oh, okay. Take a look at this arm at the back. It does a weird motion there, like there, on its own. So around here is when you need to start moving that arm forward. It happens too late, so it feels like the body stops, and then the arm's moving on its own. So you just need to make sure that that offset feels a bit more closer to one another, so it feels connected with the body. Yeah, besides that, it's just a few polishy things here or there. Yeah, that's it from me, Zainab. Any other questions? Cool, right. I'm moving on to Ernesto, the last feedback shot that we have. Guys, if you do have any other questions, like anything, do let me know. But nice shot, Zainab. Keep it up. I do love seeing different kinds of shots. Everyone has different like personalities and types of shots they like doing. So it's always interesting to see what you guys have to show me. So yeah, keep working at it. Let's see a more polished version of this. Yeah, it's definitely improved from the last time I've seen it. So it's great to see it progressing and developing as well. So nice stuff. Okay, next we have Ernesto. If Ernesto's in the chat, let me know. Oh, there you are, Ernesto. Oh, you're welcome, Zainab. Cool. All right. VFX Kaneki. Let's go. Let's do this. Let's see your shot.
Sam, we're hypocrites, okay? But you're better than that. You're a good kid.
I like the audio. We're hypocrites. You're better than that.
Kid, I know this. I read it in your diary.
You read my diary?
Yes, because we're terrible people, okay? But it's not too late for you.
Okay, very nice choice of reference. Audio, sorry. And very long shot, Ernesto. But, you know, you've done a good job of it. So let's take a look. First 50 frames. I'll go in 50s. Okay. I think that overlapping lean that you have with her and the head, that's really nice. It's a very... That what you have there is working really well. I think you just need to the volume of rotation of the head and the chest compared to the hips. These two are big, that's very small. So you either have... there's two things you need to do. One, you either make the down and up of the hips a bit more bigger, or you pull back from the chest and the head. But from what I'm seeing over here, that's the two choices you have. I don't see much of a down on the hips. So for example, look at the hips. It's a very small down. I think you can make it slightly bigger, the down. Ever so slightly, not too much. We don't want it to feel like she's, you know, going down a lot. I like the whole down and up you got on the hips and going backwards. That's great. It's just the down could be a little bit more bigger. and this hand, rather than having it static on the hand, sorry, having the hand static on the thigh, I think when you're naturally leaning forward to hold on to something, your hand is in the air, not touching your body just yet, and then it lands. I know maybe in your reference you might have had that happening, but it feels like that's what should happen. I don't think you would, or there's two choices again. You can either have your hand in the air, then it makes contact there. Once you made contact, you still need a bit more of a push. Like you've made contact, and then there's a bit of splaying your fingers and just pushing through. You wouldn't just stay static like this all the time. That's the first choice. Or number two, which is a bit more easier. You can start on this pose, your hands already pressing against your thigh, and then for the next 8-10 frames, as you lean forward, you hit the brakes on the hands to stop the body going down. So the hands would still go down ever so slightly, and that's what you're using to hold the body up, you know, like a pillar, like just hold up. You're using this guy over here. So you need to have the hands pushed down. Does that make sense? You know, that's what, this is what I'm thinking when I do a feedback and I'm like, does that make sense? Did you guys understand me? That's what I'm thinking. Let's see. Okay. So that's my feedback for that. And then once you two go up, you see how your hand goes down a bit? That's great. You have a bit of an anticipation, but you need to drag that anticipation like this. There. You have a small down, up, then you have this. It's super tiny. So you can drag that a bit more. Like you're going down, great. You're going down, great. But it feels like this. You're going down, there. You want to add a bit more of this. Like it's moving forward as well, slowly. And then the rest is fine. The hips, I think, is all even. I really like what you're doing with him. It just needs to be a bit more of a... It doesn't have to be distracting, but the spacing of him doing feels quite even. So I think you can make it a bit more punchier. It's more of a polish thing. It's not animation like your spine is bad or anything. It's just everything you're doing here is great. It's just if you look at the hips, it's just very... You know, it could be a bit more punchier if you wanted. Okay. Guys, show some love to everyone's shots because they're all looking awesome. Like from Fu to Bibiana, Zainab, and Ernesto. And if you don't know one another, if you're in a Discord, feel free to chat and communicate with one another as well. Oh, you know each other. Okay, amazing. You guys already know each other, so I don't have to introduce you. Okay. Okay, so I think the body, the motion of the body for the mum, or whoever this lady is great. It's just be careful with the shoulder. The motion on the shoulders feel a bit big. The space is quite... And even this, it feels like a big, big rotation for what's needed. Because look at this. I can see her neck around here. It feels like a big rotation. Feels maybe like you can pull the arm forward without having to rotate the body or the shoulder. I'm not sure what you're rotating here, but it feels like a big rotation happening. You see that? I'm looking at this. And you don't have to rotate the shoulder or the chest so much. Yeah, you see? This feels like when your shoulder's there, it's when you're really reaching at something. So you don't need to pull your shoulder so far back. That's what I'm reacting to. That's the first one. That's the second one there. Look how much your shoulder drops down. So I think you're doing the right thing. It's just a bit too much. Oh, you guys are in the same class. Amazing. Classmates in Fartis class. Okay, cool. Let's take a look at this section. And let's take a look at the boy as well. Yep. Be careful when you rotate the hands. Like the hand is in this direction and one frame, you want to start rotating that hand. There, look. See how that hand is the same hand rotation? There, there, pop, one. It almost looks steppish. So look at the hand, it's there, there, pop, rotation, there, rotation. So it feels like a big rotation happening over one frame. So you want this to be a bit more smoother. And be careful, the rotation for the elbow, those little pivot controls that you have. Just keep an eye on that because it seems to have like a bit of a big motion all of a sudden. Yeah, because it feels like this elbow is moving a bit of a big distance out of nowhere. So it could just be that the controller you have for the elbows. You just need to take a look at those and just make sure it's not doing something weird. And also take a look at this as well, Ernesto. Look at the arm at the back. There, spacing gets real big. So if this is the frame you need to get to for that pose, and you start moving here, it might mean that you need to start moving a little bit earlier. To start moving there, so you don't end up having a big spacing around the midsection of that motion. Yeah, I agree. I think it was because I was on the hand of sub control constraints, and it was a mix. But yeah, no, there's nothing wrong with it. It's just happening a little bit too sharp. So you just need to keep an eye on that area a little bit more. So let's see what else is happening. Yeah, all those overlaps are nice. Like with the hips going dudunk, and then the chest is doing dudunk dunk, and then the head is doing the overlap. So I'm really feeling the weight of the hips, chest, and head. And when I say hips, I'm just talking about the body move of the whole character moving up and down. So you have a good understanding of that already, which is great. So it's a good like level to build up on. It's just there's shoulder movements and the hand motions and spacing that feel a little bit sharp and snappy at sometimes that you just need to take a look at. Let's take a look at the boy. Yeah, his shoulders as well, like there. So for example, you've raised the shoulders up really high, but you don't need to. That's how far you need to raise it. If you've raised it all the way here, there, it means he's trying to go up there, right? You push the shoulders up a little bit too much, so please pull back on that a little bit, because what you have is great. It's just, look, yeah? You don't need to move the shoulders so far, it's still in front of him. It's only if I'm holding here and something moves away from me so far that my shoulders will follow. So again, shoulders feel too big, so pull back on those. Yeah, but the overlap on the body is still, it's looking good, man. I like it. Oh, what's that? Oh, everyone's having this issue with this rig. Maybe I should tell the school. So, it's a similar thing I said to Zainab, Ernesto. Oh, okay. By the way, Zainab, if you're still here, I can see what you're experiencing close up. So, I don't know why it's like this. Just rotate this part of the toe downwards. So it feels flat, like it feels like it's connecting with the ground. I mean, it could just be the style of those shoes, but it just looks so weird pointing up. It looks like it's, you've not planted her feet on the ground, which you have. I'm very, meticulous with that kind of stuff. If I see a bit of shadow here, shadow there, it just makes me go, huh? Is it contacting? Because in production, when you're in the studio, there's going to be effects lighting, and when they put effects and lighting, if your character's feet aren't on the ground, it's going to just be revealed, and yeah, it'll be revealed. Okay, let's continue. It's a very big shot. You guys are making me work. Yeah, that stuff is nice. Your chest rotation screen right there is a little bit late. Like, look how much her head turns. And her chest stays the same. I'm talking about like this V shape. How much you turn right. You do turn right eventually. But it's like this. She's standing there. Let me see. You guys need to see my acting again. There we go. Come on. Technology. Technology. Work. Okay, so let me see that we are cool. So I'm looking at the V shape on her neck. You do this. And then the chest moves. Whereas once the head starts to rotate, like midway, then start to pull the chest. So if you look at her chest, this bit here that we just spoke about, her head turns there. Then the chest. You just need to make sure that, look how far her head has turned, all the way, and then her chest is turning. Yeah. So you just need to make sure that as her head starts to 1, 2 turn, the chest starts to move after 3-4 frames. It's just you've kept the chest there for too long looking at us, and then it moves back. Mario for a second. Mario! Yes, we're both struggling with those feet bits. Why did I become Mario for a second? Did I just have a Mario accent all of a sudden? I agree. We did a full shot using our camera. The Marina rig is really weird. I created a lot of knee pops. Oh, and another thing with knee pops. If there's ever a knee pop happening, guys, this is to you, Ernesto, and everyone else. Knee pops does not mean fix the knee pop. Knee pops means that if something here is going really straight and really bendy all of a sudden, it creates a pop. But the pop is not happening from here. It's because of what's happening here and rotations. So you're either going back and forward or up and down too much too quickly over a frame or two. And that goes all the way down to the kneecaps. So don't go in there and try to fix the knees by like, what's the word? Sculpting to make it look right. Don't do that. Knee pops means that there's something happening here that you need to fix in a graph editor. You know, yeah, that's it. Yeah, all those turns are nice. Yeah, no, I like that. You got some nice blinks, some eye darts. The boy. Just be careful when you straighten around here. Like when you go for a blink and you're dropping your hands down, that's a moment for a anticipation. Because your body straightens up. But how can your body straighten up if you just go from this to that? Just have a little anticipation, like the head drops, the chest drops. It doesn't have to be big, but I think we need an anticipation around here. And your body goes forward and back without an up and down. So around here, Ernesto, rather than just going forward, do this. Forward and then back. Like you need this moment to come down. The hands are fine. The hips need an up and down. And then the head and the chest needs an up, rotate forward and back. So start with the head. Forward, back. Apply that to the chest, but secondary. You know what I mean. I can see you doing it on her all the time. But the back and forward motion is totally fine. And then the hand motions, arm motions are fine. It's just we need to add a rotation on the chest and the head and an up and down on the hips. Cool. Let me take a mini break, see what you guys are saying in the chat, and then we'll finish the last bit. And that'll be all, folks. It's getting late. No, I'm joking. I keep accidentally hitting the intro with a picture of Totoro. We're not doing a Totoro live stream. Don't worry. It's just I had that for the other stream and I'm accidentally clicking it now. So, Sparty became Mario for a second. Technologia. Technologia. In an Italian accent and the exact way I... Oh, okay, I see. Okay, Ernesto has a question. I have a small question. Do you get any recommendations how to deal with moving holds? I feel like one of my weakness, it's not the animation itself, but with no animation. So, keeping a character alive, but making them do nothing, keep them alive, is very difficult because you're still putting ease ins and ease outs, but it's happening over a long distance, and you still need to make the character feel connected. So you know when you like rotate your head forward and then the chest and then the hips, you might do that over a couple of frames when your character's moving. But now imagine doing that at such a small amount over a long period. So the rotation of the head is a little bit, but it happens over 100 frames. So leaning this way, that way, and then you have to offset with the chest, and then you have to offset with the arms and the hands. But it looks like your character's doing nothing. However, and you also need the ups and downs left and right on the hips as well. But it's happening like at so small amounts that it feels like your character's just a pose. However, it feels alive without doing anything. So that's my there is animation. It's just secret animation. So maybe I could have a demo on moving holds. Like in anime, it's just very hold a pose. You literally don't move. But in like Pixar, DreamWorks, and all those like Western Hollywood films, you basically just have very long ease ins and ease outs. Like the animation's happening. Like there is animation. It's just you're holding that pose and keeping it alive. Because, it just needs to happen for a longer period. You need to just hold that pose for a longer period. You either push it or you push through it and come back into it. There's a few ways of doing it, but it's not something that I could just explain like, well, I already have, but maybe having a demo of this will help. So yeah, maybe I could have a live stream or a demo to help you guys with this. So that was the explanation, and that was the potential demo live stream for it. Okay, let's take a look at your last section, and then that should be all, folks. Let's see. Okay, so there's lots of cool stuff here. I like that. This spacing feels a bit big. I like the fact you have bigger spacing. Oops, let's get rid of this. It's just a bit much. I think you just need to pull back a little bit. It doesn't mean you can't be big spacing. Big spacing is fine. It's just when it's too much. Yeah, there. These two. And then you just stop very sharply there. So if you have big spacing, that's fine, but you need to gradually get bigger. And when you are stopping, if you just stop very abruptly, it will just feel like the mechanics are a little bit off. So you've got the right idea. See these guys? So that's fine. I would say even that's fine. These two are very big. So maybe for this one, I would have it like slightly less. That one there, and then start to come into these around there. So it just feels like the slowdown is very abrupt, and one of these two are too big. So I think you could just like work and massage that area of the shot a little bit more. But yeah, everything else after that, I think is cool. One thing I can say is the looseness of this bucket can be better. I think you've got it to a good level, but yeah, for example, I see this bit moving around, which is nice, but I would expect this bit to, the handle will be flopping around as well, which means now you have to have it rotate from here, and then the bucket would, drag behind and then do this. So I don't know if you want to do that, but for example, when you do this, I would expect the handles to be there, and then there. And then the handle goes there, and then the bucket's still doing this, and then the bucket goes there. You know what I mean. Don't make me say it. Let's see what the boy's doing. Did you guys have any questions in the meantime? Yep, we took a look at that. Okay, last little section. Be careful, you have a frame here where the hand feels like it's stuck. I know it's not. Okay, moving hold time, Ernesto. So you put the you put her hand there. You just want to push through and come back. So you want to basically continue that motion and come back. We want to stay in the same position. I know I'm saying let's keep going that way and coming back that way. I'm not saying the hand from here to here to here. I'm basically saying it almost seems like it's not moving. It's moving forward. It's just, you're making me act like this. So let's do that. Let's do, what should we hold? We should hold a bottle. There. So if you track my hand and I do, hey, see, it's moving, but you want it to feel alive. It's a moving hold. You can either push through very slowly and then come back, or you can have small residual like motions there, that just keeps it alive there. That's what you need for this section, because I'm seeing that it there from 305, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 frames. The hand is stuck in the same place because it's IK. And you need to have a forward, back, and up and down motion. No matter how small they are, it needs to, it's impossible to hold your hand still unless you're Wally from Pixar. Like a spit. Be careful, I can see like a little pop in the backhand or the arm. There. See? His elbow, I can see from his elbow, something just goes bonk. There. Over one frame. So take a look at that. Yeah, I think that's about it from me here, Ernesto. It's looking good. Keep going, dude. It's looking awesome. Any last questions, guys, before we wrap up? This is the last part of the stream. So if you guys have enjoyed the stream, if you found it useful, if you've enjoyed the feedback and learning together with those that submitted their shots, like figuring out what works, what doesn't, what areas to improve, hit the like to show that you enjoyed the stream, you found it useful, helpful, or just fun and entertaining. And subscribe to the channel if you want more content like this, because I'll be having much more. Yeah, I'll just be taking a look at the chat for the next 5 minutes before I shoot off. So just, yeah, we'll have a little chat with you guys and see what's going on. Let's see. Okay, Ernesto says that. I'll see all that there. Yep, I didn't notice that elbow popping. No, you're welcome. You are welcome, my friend. Cool. So, any anime fans in here? My anime people. I do love all the Pixar and DreamWorks stuff, but I'm more of an anime person, even though I like that kind of stuff. So, I am going to be having... Who has seen... Who has seen the... animation One Piece breakdown that I did with Kizaru and Luffy? Part 2 is going to be coming out on Tuesday morning, 9 AM. So look out for that. Oh, you are an anime fan? Awesome. Hit the like. That's it. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, cool. Let's take a look over here. So for those of you that are seeing the stream for the first time, over here in the bio section, you can join the Discord where you get to speak to me and the community. And whenever something is coming out, like a live stream is happening and, you know, we're going to do something, I will always post it in there first. You always get the latest news in the live stream, in the Discord channel. I post the shorts into the Instagram, and you can always add me on LinkedIn if you want to say hi or bye. It's up to you. So those are like the communication areas. And yeah, like I've done a refurbishment on the website, so things will be more anime orientated from now on. But I will have, you know, lots of animation tutorials as well. So it's not just going to be anime, but you know. So if you like stuff like this, where is it? Let's see. So this is one of the animations I made with Majin Buu. you know, where he's doing all kinds of stuff. Part 2 will be coming out. I'm currently animating it. So once I do an animation like this in anime, I will record my process, and then just like I have over here with the making of, you see, you know, a time lapse of me animating, which is like 8 hours, 10 hours maybe. And then there's just me just talking about the process very quickly so you guys don't get bored, you know, just seeing 8 hours of footage. Unless you want me to release that kind of 8 hours of footage, do let me know, because that's a lot of time. And I will have to do, oh my god, I will have to do commentary and narration on all that stuff. So, but if you guys want it, I will do it. Just let me know. So that's it. Yeah. So those are the kind of animations that'll be coming out, and obviously, I will be having post studies, and like I said, Gear 5 Luffy vs Kizaru Part 2 will be coming out tomorrow. Tomorrow is Monday. No, Tuesday morning. Either tomorrow or Tuesday morning. So keep your eye on that. And yeah. Let me take a look at one more time on the chat. One of us. You guys are funny. Okay. So. Okay, guys. Yeah. So hopefully you guys have enjoyed the stream. I will have, when I have a stream next time, I will post into the Discord. And I will put, you know, I will put the stream up a few days in advance, so you'll have an idea of when it's coming up. But in the meantime, I hope you enjoyed the stream. I hope it's been fun, useful, educational. And yeah, hit the like on your way out and leave a comment of what you thought of the stream if you've enjoyed it. Cool. I'll leave it there, guys, and have a lovely Sunday and weekend, and I'll see you